soldiers preventing protesters from taking over an airport using deadly force. Several people were killed on Thursday and more than 50 wounded in the southern Andean city of Ayacucho. Human rights groups say soldiers shot at demonstrators with live rounds.
People were walking with stones or other objects in their hands, but they were only stones or a sign, and in response, soldiers shot them. This is extrajudicial killings. This is murder.
The army says the soldiers came under attack and responded. The conflict is escalating. Peru is in a state of emergency. The ministers of education and culture have resigned, and protesters are demanding new elections. But on Friday, lawmakers failed to reach 87 votes needed to bring the elections forward, the protesters' main demand. The mayor of Ayacucho is angry.
We cannot allow the Congress to be out of tune with its own population in the midst of a crisis where we are bleeding to death.
The capital, Lima, has been fortified and thousands of police have been deployed. Not all the protesters have been violent. On Friday, police didn't fight these demonstrators, instead escorted them as they marched peacefully. After 9 days of social unrest, Walter Mendoza remembers how his indigenous Ashaninka community suffered during the armed conflict more than 30 years ago. On Friday, he marched for peace.
We are here because our Ashaninka brothers died, and now we don't want violence.
Peruvians who say they're fed up with the violence, not only from now, but from a history of an armed conflict in the 80s and 90s that left more than 60,000 Peruvians dead. That's why these Peruvians are saying they want peace now.
Ayacucho is one of the 15 regions under curfew. It was at the center of the violence during the 80s, and again now. President Dina Boluarte has called on governors and church leaders to join government officials and begin dialogue with leaders of the most conflicted areas. But Boluarte has also said she supports the police and the armed forces. Mariana Sanchez, Al Jazeera, Lima, Peru.